Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So my name is the Wolf, and welcome to the Wolf Gaming Indie Games channel here on YouTube. So we are going to be doing something a lot more different here on the channel because we're wanting to try and do like different bits of content here from like smaller games and not to like games such as House Flipper here. Now I know that there's been a lot of content creators out there who is already like covering this game in general, um, but I just want to try and put like a different spin into the game entirely. Now, what I'm going to just actually kind of like explain here on the channel for the House Flipper. We're actually going to be doing 3 seasons in one go. But I will actually show you why we're going to be doing that. So before we do that, this is actually our starter office, if you would like to call it that. Just like a little hut somewhere in the middle of really fancy housing. So we have actually got like a couple of DLCs here on the actual game. So we've got the luxury DLC. We have got the DLC for like bunkers and survival, and also the garden DLC as well. So we will be doing like a number of different things there. So what I would just like to just very briefly describe on what we're actually going to be doing is that when we are actually doing for 3 seasons together, there is a purpose for that. So our first part of the season is actually to do the normal jobs from the mail, including to buy properties as well from here in the list, for us to flip, and it's the name House Flipper. And so that is going to be our first major part of the season, so we can actually build up our funds up at the top there, and etc., so we can buy new houses. Our second one is actually from the HGTV, which we've actually got for mod for that, or the DLC for that. So that is going to be a separate season where we're actually going to be only dealing with the HGTV house flip from properties, what we can do up there as like little jobs, buy them and do them up and that to flip on. And also the luxury flipper as well is going to be like a separate season. So we've actually got 3 seasons running at the same time. So it's actually going to be quite an interesting process. But when we start going into our bigger properties entirely, we will be taking like a few episodes just to try and get those like projects done as much as possible. So we are going to be looking at doing that anyway. So at this moment in time, we start off with like £22,000. Of course, I'm actually in the UK. So we can actually use the pounds for that. Now, just to show you on how to change your settings for the monetary side of things, if you go into your area here, so just by pressing your escape, then going into your settings, go into your general, and here under currency, okay, you can pick whatever currency you are wanting to use. You automatically get put onto USD, which is the US dollar, but I prefer British pounds. So that's how I like to change that way to make it just a little bit more easier as well. So that's what we're actually going to be kind of like doing that there. So let's just whip back into this here, and let's go and do our first job straight away, which is ex-boyfriend stuff ready for my house. I know I like to hire your company and to put my house in order. I know from photos posted on FaceSpam that my ex-boyfriend broke into my house, made a huge mess, and stole the radiator. Why would you want to sell the radiator? I do not know. It is possible that other things are missing too. Please clean up the house and replace the missing appliances. I would ask you not to inform the police about the whole matter. I will settle it myself with my ex-boyfriend after returning from a business trip. Regards, Sarah Lewis. So let's get over there. Let's have a look to see what kind of mess it is. And we can actually then go through like some other bits and bats as well. And just to give you some tips on how to deal with everything as you are playing through this for the first time. So you can actually press enter to remove stuff like that, or just click skip on etc. And that's perfectly fine. So let's just go in. It's not massively bad, which is fine. So there's a couple of things that which you need to be aware of as you going through the game. You've got the blue outlines, but you can actually buy, or not buy. You actually get given a sell thing there so that you can sell it. So it either turns blue or red. At someone's property, or you've got these ones here with a white border. You can just left click and it just gets it rid of quite easily. So that is initially our way to get rid of that. Try and not use your seller like I did on many other occasions, because it's just a pure nightmare and to try and do that. So let's just neaten this up here. Then we can then go and get cleaned up for everything in general. So let's just place this here and let's make this look really, really good. And you don't really have to do this. I'll just do it because I want to. So let's just place that into there. So when you so I want you to get into that there, just right click and order in and just let what you want. So right now we've only got a brush. So when you actually clean, which this one will take a bit of time, so you will actually see as we're like going along, you will actually gain experience points to make things quicker, to make things a lot more better overall. So we are going to try our best to get these properties in, make a bit more money, get some extra XP in so we can increase on things. So there we go. Turn on the tablet rate to choose what you want to spend for new skill point on, which we'll do that very shortly. Just to show you on what's happening with that there. So everything in here seems to be reasonably clean, but you can't really tell on the map 100% because I haven't got the full thing as yet. And then back over to the and just to collect all these white boxed areas, then just clean up again. So the more that you initially do for cleaning and for the job in progress wise, you will actually get more income. So, and to start off with, and you don't really get much with that. So here you then press your tab, opens up your tablet, and here right, yeah, you've got a couple of things. And you've got your store, which you can buy whatever for from like your doors, your floors, and etc. So this is all your building side of things. All this area here is for all your furniture, your electrical equipment, and etc. here, and also your garden as well. So that is what you really mostly use those for. And if you're actually doing a project to earn money, you then got your task. So it will automatically show up on here, so that you can click on there. So I know that I need a small one. So place it on, go into E, and let's just do this up straight away. So you do actually have to get involved with this quite a bit. Now, I've been playing this now for just over a year, to be honest with you, and I must admit I really should have actually done recordings of this prior, but it's just one of those things. So now this is kind of done, but we can pop into the bathroom here. Let's just clean this bathroom up a little bit. Let's get it looking good, just to try and get that bit of extra cash in there, just like that. So I'd like you to use your skill points, by the way. If you go into your tab and that, and to get into your tablet, just pop over to your perks. Up at the top, right here, you've got your cleaning, your building, your mechanic stuff, knocking down walls, decorating, and stuff like that. So you have all that there, including all your negotiations, your painting, handyman, which is like your fitter, your plastering, and your tiler, which will come into hand, by the way. Your demolition is like knocking down all the walls. Your faster building as well, like you to bottom up. Your negotiations, and also your gardener side of things as well. So on this one here, we've got 1 point or 1 perk for cleaning. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're actually going to be going with a good mop. So I always try and concentrate on one side, then do the next one, then wait for the next one, and just to make sure that we've got everything all kind of sorted out. So that's what we're actually going to be doing. Then just press enter because we finished this job, complete it, go back over again, and we've earned a bit of money as well. So to skip this side of things, you can just press escape and it will then just get rid of it straight away for you. So it's like I said, this is actually more of a 3 season in 1 season, if that makes sense. Because what we're actually trying to do with this is to try and give you all the best possible insight of like certain things. Now this place is a right mess, to be honest, but that's fine. So we've actually got 22,000 or just shy of 23,000. We can't buy nothing because the cheapest one then it's actually 26,000 or just over. So we're needing to make sure that we've got that extra kind of money. Now what we're then going to do is we're then going to go into our cleaning the garage. I would read through that, but if you wanted to read it, just pause it at that point, and so then you can then give a quick read of it as well. Because we want to get our first property and get that done up straight away. But I think this first episode is just more of a case that we just want to show you on what we actually do with everything on this. So I know that I needing to get enough points just to speed up the sweeping, for mopping, and etc. Just to get all this dirt off the floor and off the items a lot quicker, because it does take a bit of time. So having that quicker movement as well is really quite important. All the mop wise gives you different levels of how far that you can reach and stuff like that. So let's then just whip back over to the hand and then just collect all these here like so. Now you can actually get the perks where you click one item like here and it will then get rid of certain things around it as well. That's what we're actually going to try and get ourselves up to, so we can actually collect more of this area here just with one click, so we then don't have to worry about too much of trying to get everything all sorted. So this is initially the first part of the entire thing what we're actually trying to go for, which is quite bizarre to say the least. Now we can't see all the dirt, so we might not be able to get this done literally 100%. But for cleaning the window situation, that's always the pain. Literally, that is just the pain of this game, unfortunately. They do need to make it a bit quicker, personally, but otherwise it's not too bad. So of course we made 351 there just to get that started. So let's go and then do a third job, and let's see if we can actually get that now up to the 26,000, and that's what we need. So it is actually quite bizarre now because you can't actually get a loan. with this at all. Unfortunately, you cannot get a loan. So that's always going to be the issue with that. So for map jobs here, we need to do 3 more jobs than that to do the HGTV ones, which you can go in, do the work on that to earn some extra money, and very quickly then you can actually buy those properties afterwards. Those properties will be going into that season, and we keep all the base ones over and that for other things, including the luxury flipper anyway, which we need in 5 jobs for. So let's then have a look at the radiator job here. And so we do need to try and get this up as much as possible on that to the amount of what we actually need. So we can then go in, sell everything what we can, and then just hopefully we should be able to make like enough money. And yet again, just tab it to open up your tab, and then just select what you're needing. And then what we then just do is sort this out. So I do actually, by the way, have another channel as well, which is actually for Minecraft. So if you are big on Minecraft wise, do actually go over and actually support us there as well. I will actually place a link to that channel down below for you. So that you can actually go over and have a check there. Now, if you do actually prefer Minecraft, that's great, and then just go over and actually support us there as well. And then we've also got this gaming channel here as well. So I do traditionally like to start with the most expensive up at the top, so I can actually just have a look to see potentially what we can actually use. So I'm actually just going to be using this one here. So yeah, you can actually change a lot of colors here, but when I'm just doing these kind of jobs, I just prefer to use the basic one without having to change too much with this. Now I've had to set my frame rate at 30 frames per second because of the coding actually on the recording system, which is a bit of a pain. But it's not too bad at all. So we've got that there anyway. So I don't mind if we have a little bit of a thing with this. So we're needing now to get a radiator in, or a tile radiator. So we can then just pop that there. Put this in. So you do actually need to get quite involved with these kind of projects, because it is such a long amount of time. But of course, when we've actually got our knocking down a sledge hammer, so we can actually knock down walls, and that is going to make things so much more easier to try and do what we're needing to do. So let's then just grab a basic one here, and sometimes if you're actually lucky, you can actually get this or click there and it does both sides if you're lucky. Sometimes I've not been that lucky. I've only managed to do it once, which was kind of a bit interesting. Now we've now got a new skill point, so let's just pop over right here to a skill points area. So here we're actually then going to go then with a 25% faster cleaning, and that just to help out a bit more. Okay, and then we're now going to go and do a faster. Let's do that one there, because that is quite important as well, and do that one there. And then here, this is the big major part. So you needing to try and figure out what you're wanting to do. So the price and negotiations is for when you sell the property. For quick jobs, okay, it's -2% of the job requirements to get it passed, and also a 10% extra payment for the job as well. So you can actually earn extra money from per job. So what we're actually going to be doing is, at this moment of time, we are actually going to be going for the option to negotiate the price. That is actually going to help us right here to get a lot more of the payments, what we're actually requiring for us to get more money coming in, and that from sales of on the properties what we're actually going to be using. Now, I know I've spent a bit more on this thing, and that's what I should have done. That's perfectly fine, and that's okay. That is, I do that now and again because I can. So do try and keep that really massively in mind. So I want my house to look a bit more arty. Can you please paint some more walls in the living room and the remaining walls should look stunning in grey. So let's try and do that now. So hopefully we should have a cell thing, maybe. I'm not too sure, but we have actually got our painting now. So we are just going to go in. Okay, we can do all the electrical stuff there. So painting at this moment of time, it's actually quite a pain to try and deal with, because it's just mental. Now I am just getting enough paint, and that's what I think I would actually need. So I am going to just show you very quickly here, okay, what we're going to be doing. So right now, this is the level of a painting which you can only do, which is only like a one strip at a time. We need to try and get that up as much as possible to allow us to speed up the painting, which is yet again quite important for a lot of these works, because you do need to do a lot of painting and it does take a bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to whip off right here to get this done right now. So I will see you in a moment with some beautiful editing. So we will see you very soon.
You told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday.
Guys, so everything's all been now painted up. Okay, everything's looking really good. So this is the cell gun, by the way, what I was on about to you. So yeah, so we've actually just highlighted these windows up here, and that with the grey, and but a pink color over the top. Now we do oh, excuse me, we do need to do some of these kind of things here, which we do kind of need to step in to get sorted, but that's fine. Now you can get these here done where you can just start and just move your mouse straight across straight away, and then literally that is then all done. So voila, okay, and that's now being done there. So let's just have a look if there is any other spot which we are needing to do. We've got one more here, so let's get this here done, and this one's kind of a bit burnt and rusted away, so let's get that sorted out now. Yeah, so at this moment in time, painting in this, it takes so long early game, so please be aware of that if you are starting to play this game. There will also be a link down to the Steam page as well, where you can actually get this game. So this is just the basic normal House Flipper game. Now I am aware that there's actually House Flipper 2 coming out this year as well. This is why that we're wanting to do this this House Flipper 1 gameplay, so we can get that completed, get that finished off and ready to go for House Flipper 2, so we can actually then go and buy that off Steam and get that sorted out then straight away. So we are slowly just trying to work through everything as best as possible. So yeah, so as I was saying, sorry, I just had to deal with a phone call there. So we've actually got 24,000 there. So let's actually go into this one here, so we can actually get a sledgehammer. And yet again, like, yeah, if you are wanting to read anything of the information from the jobs and that, do actually post a video and that to have a look on there. So literally, if you are wanting to support us, please do by subscribing into the channel. So we now got here our big walls, small walls, and the demolition. Now the small walls are only for these top bits here, and practically we just knock it down and just hope for the best that we can get it knocked down quickly. But of course this here does take a bit of time. The sledgehammering on this is such a drag sometimes when you try doing this. If you're needing to do a build quickly and stuff like that, it just takes so long. I'm actually glad that the developers are actually listening to the regular players of the game, because it is such a nightmare sometimes to try and do it. So yeah, and if you're actually wanting to move something as well, just click on it with your left click, and then it will actually eventually pick up. So it will actually tell you to press E anyway, because they're nice that way and that to do that. So I'm actually glad that they're actually starting to listen to players directly and to try and actually improve the game. And this is kind of like how I see that of them actually doing number 2, because there's so much more of the features in number 2. So that is actually quite interesting. Now let's get this here done, right? Because we do need to try and get this job done literally as quickly as possible, so we can get everything what we're needing to do done, so we can actually get our first property ready for the next episode, where we will be doing for work with the aim of getting it sold and trying and make some money on it. So that is really the focus on this at this moment of time. It's actually to try and get the money what we need, first of all, on that to buy the property, and then to try and get it looking decent by actually investing the money into it as well, and try and get the best possible price. Now there's been some on the test part, because I normally test the DLCs when I actually buy them and actually pay for them. I always give it a big massive test before we do anything. Now I only recently just got the luxury DLC just to see what that was about, and it was actually quite interesting to like say least. Now a lot of the content creators out there will not really show you these little jobs here. Now I'm only showing this here, but yeah, as the initial part on how to get some of your tools, what you're actually needing for some of the work, what you're needing to do, because you do need to do those little jobs, by the way, to actually get some of these tools. And if you don't do them, then that's just kind of bit, yeah, you're not going to get the best possible price for things. So yes, I was standing on top of the counter and now standing on top of there as well. So that's all being done there. So let's have a look here. Nope. Oh yes, so we're needing to paint this now. So let's get a large one here. So we've already made 1500, almost 1600 on this here. So they're stating that we need to paint it 100%. Now I tend not to really do that, to be honest with you, because it's just one of those things. Oh yeah, and by the way, we've actually got some more perks, by the way. So we've actually got 2 perks on here, so we can actually now do a two wall at the same time, and we are going with 25% quicker. Here we're actually going to go into upgraded armor, then a professional armor. I don't know what that's for initially, and we're then also then going to go then yet again into the pricing negotiations to get that ready to go. So now that we've got that sorted out there, let's just show you what the two section is. So we can actually paint 2 bits there, which is great, because we needing to try and speed up the painting situation in this entire process of this game, unfortunately, because it does take such a long time. Now you can actually do this as well, to a point of actually not wasting paint, so that you actually use less paint while doing this. Now if you were going to do this just with one strip at a time, it would take so long to do, honestly. So do try and get your painting up to your 2-3 stripes at a time, because that is going to help so much. That is, and especially when it's just a little bit quicker as well. So that's what I would actually recommend to you if you do actually start doing this, is literally get it to a point where you feel comfortable getting it up to, with a lot of time and effort, of course, to get that done. Okay, and that's now done there. So we've got that almost painted. So let's just sort out this bottom bit here very quickly, so we don't leave that bare, because we leave that bare, it's not going to look good. There we go. So that's all done. So we can now sell that right to get some of the money back, and let's then complete this job straight away. Now you don't always need to do it literally up to a full 100%. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, so you can actually do quite a lot with this kind of game, which is really, really amazing. So let's just see what I've actually got here. So we've actually got now 26,000, so just shy of 27,000. So let's just now pop into here. Let's have a look at the camping bungalow. It's got 3 rooms, 1 floor, and it's 32.19 meters square. And then also you actually get pictures underneath, so that you can actually see what it looks like. So let's buy the house. Let's go over, let's have a quick look, and we're then going to be finishing this first episode of this season, of a 3-in-1 season, for this. So yeah, again, like, you can actually read that if you are wanting to. So let's just escape that there. So this is it. So in our next episode, we are actually going to be going in, we're actually going to be getting it all cleaned up. We're going to try and take out some of these weeds here as well, just to try and neaten up the garden just a little bit, because you can't really do much wise. And plus on that, you can actually sell these kind of bushes as well, and that if you are wanting to at the same time. So let's just have a quick look. So this is what the inside looks like. It's kind of a boring layout. There's really no bedroom. The bathroom is here, which we could actually keep that as it is. Move the bedroom into this room, and move the kitchen into here, with like a bit of a sofa there and that up there, and some other bits and bats. So we are going to leave this episode to that point, and we will see you on the next one, where we're actually going to be dealing with this property here, season gameplay, what we're actually doing. So we're actually doing the base game type season, where we've got to do the jobs, then go off and actually buy properties like this to do them up and flip them. And also we've actually then got the HGTV season as well, where we go and do the jobs and only buy the properties for that. And then we've then also got our luxury DLC as well. So our luxury house flipper pack, and that would also be the same way, where we actually go in, we actually do the jobs, and we can then only buy the properties to actually do up to flip under that third season side of things as well. So we've actually got 3 seasons going into 1 season here. So we don't normally get the opportunity to actually see that very often. Now we do actually have the garden DLC, so we should be able to reach these here with a lot more ease than what we are doing when we've actually got that. Oh, so we've actually got our garden DLC, so we can actually start cleaning stuff like this up with like hose pipes. So at this moment in time, we're just using a brush to try and get rid of as much dirt as possible. So this does actually help towards your overall skill points when you actually deal with the garden side of things. So we are just slowly just working around so we can actually get all this sorted as much as possible. So I know that it's been definitely quite a while since I actually uploaded onto this channel overall. It's just been a real crazy point in life at this moment. So we are trying to get this going as much as possible, so we can actually bring you the best possible content we can. Now, we do constantly try our best to do this, and I know that sometimes life does happen, and we're needing to concentrate on what we're needing to do in general because of that. So we just needing to try and get it to a point where we actually feel comfortable with what we're actually doing overall. Now let's just get rid of all this here as quickly as possible so we can actually get this sorted, and let's just give this little bit down here a clean as well. So we're going to pop into here, so we're actually going to be changing the door as well. But we do actually need to sell everything out of here. So we're going to do that there. So this is what I mean by the blue shape, where you can actually sell compared up to the white and the texture. Only really do it on the blue ones if you can. Don't really use it to do the other little bits. Like so we're actually going to be changing these doors as well. We're going to take this out here, and we're actually going to be reforming this bathroom set up, so we can actually get that looking just a tad bit more better. So we're actually going to be getting that there sorted out as well. And then we're going to be moving the kitchen actually into the bedroom, or what was the bedroom, for that. So sometimes, by the way, as well, if you actually click down and you actually remove a large amount of area because of rubbish like this here, and that's perfectly fine. Yes, and that it does make it a bit easier, but you can't really make money from it, so just try not to do that. So there is actually a way where you can actually increase everything going, like I said already before, because you just wanting to try and get everything looking as decent as possible. Try and increase your skills up as much as possible as well, because that really does help, especially on the larger builds. Now I am going to try and do on the smaller properties like this, to try and buy a property for each episode, do it up as much as possible. Now keeping in mind that we've only got literally about 4,000 to do this build on, you see, and it is such a large amount of work what we're needing to do on really a small budget. That's why we actually went in for negotiations. So when you actually get an offer in and you've got a better chance of getting more money on the negotiation side of things with this. So let's just get rid of this here. Let's just make sure that we've got no more lights. There we go. So this is going to be pretty much the area. So we're actually going to be placing our kitchen here with a sofa type area here with a TV up on the wall. And we also then need to actually change the door as well. So we can actually sell the front door. Go and press tab right to bring up your pad up and click onto doors. And you then get a load of selection of doors, which is quite astonishing. So a lot of these here are actually smart doors, so they will actually open up as you're actually walking through. Now we will be probably going for something like that, but what I do need to do is that we might just need to, so I'm wanting to try and get kind of like a very specific door. So I would love to use this here, but the only problem is it's actually quite a fair size, you see. So if we place it there, that means that we need to get rid of this window. So we can actually get rid of a window and quite easily. Now this is a bit more expensive. Yes, it is massively expensive. Now we're going to place that there, and then we're then just going to amp it out, press E to get it sorted. Okay, press E again and that to open up the door and do that there. So there we go, that looks all really good. So this is on the outside, that's there, and that looks so much more better already, just with that one basic door in place. Next, what we're going to then do is, okay, we're going to go back into doors again, and we're going to then pick a door for the bathroom and also a door for the bedroom. Now there's only really a couple of doors what I would actually use on this kind of building, and that is actually these here. So I always try and use these on a build where possible, even when I'm actually doing it to try and make as much money as possible. Yes, they are a little bit more expensive, but that's okay. Actually still a lot cheaper than what a lot of the actual doors in real life are, to be honest with you. So we are actually going to be going in for the basic cheap one. We're going to go into a small, because yes, that is a small, and it does get so much more bigger than that. Okay, so we're just going to get that in there. Now the flooring is actually going to be quite an interesting one, okay, including the bathroom here as well. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're actually going to go back into our pad, and we're actually going to go into our floor and ceilings. We're then going to go into our floor tiles, if you're wanting to have this kind of flooring. Okay, now for me, some of these are actually a lot more fancier, especially for your better properties, for the luxury side of things. But it doesn't really indicate if it's actually from luxury or if it's from base. So I'm actually going to go with this obsidian marble. That looks really quite nice. Yes, quite a dark tile, but it does give that extra feel of the quality to what we're actually going to try and go for. Next, we're going to do our walls, okay, and we're actually going to go with now we can't really deal with the area for the tiles, to be honest with you, this moment of time, because we don't have that kind of flexibility, especially this here, which is our tiling. So what we're actually needing to do is that we are needing to go into a tab, and we're actually just going to be getting some paint. And for the paint side of things, okay, we're actually going to go with, let's pick a really kind of like a nice warm color, but what's actually going to be quite a nice color to be having into the bathroom here. So we're actually going to be using the almond style color here, and we are then just going to whip it round, so it would give it a bit more of that warmth for the bathroom. But until we actually get a certain tool, what we're needing for this, we can't really do much about it. So it just means a lot of painting in this kind of area, to be honest with you. Now you could actually opt in for white if you wanted to, to blend it in a bit more. Everybody's different with that, so I quite like to start off with just using this here. Now I would use white in like the other rooms, like the bedroom, the living room, kitchen area, with some proper walls for the kitchen. But yeah, again, we can't really do that just yet because we don't have that availability to do that kind of stuff, what we're actually needing to do. So we are just going to just move this along like this. Now I've not been well for quite a few weeks, so I'm still kind of recovering from illness. So you might have actually realised from my last episode what I actually did on the channel, that it is quite a bizarre thing. Now, as the channel grows, I hoping that people would actually let us know what they would like to see in a new property. Okay, and if we can try and get it done, we will then do it as best as possible. So that there is now done. So we now need him to go into our building side of things and go into our installations. So the installations is actually going to allow us to do a couple of things. We can actually get a shower in, okay, right, and we're actually going to be placing the shower into this corner here, okay, just like that there. We're then going to unscrew it, and please don't think that unscrewing it is going to cause issues and stuff like that. It is kind of all right to what we're actually needing it for. Then straight into our section here, straight into furniture, and straight into the bathroom. Bathroom. Nope. Bathroom fixtures even, sorry. And then we're actually going to go with bath and showers. And then I'm going to scroll down, and now I am spending a bit more on this to what I really should be doing, but it's so much more nicer to have this in as like a shower section there. Then we then got the other two parts which we're actually needing to do now, which is actually a sink and also a toilet area as well. So what we're actually going to be doing here is we're actually going to be placing this sink area here, and we're actually going to then unscrew. So when we unscrew everything, okay, don't worry about it for what, it's not going to come out, okay, and then we're then just going to then go in straight into here, bathroom fittings, sinks, and I like to try and keep it at a nice level with everything to what we're kind of going for, but it's all about that perspective of, can I actually make money on this kind of build? Well, yes, you can quite easily. So we are just going to get this done here, and on our bigger builds we are probably going to be doing a room a episode, because some of those builds are so massive on this, and you don't really want to be dealing too much into like certain things. Now where is where's the toilet section? There we go. Toilet 1 here, like so. Okay, and now you do need to kind of move this around yourself, to be honest with you. But that's okay. So we're just going to place that there, and we're going to go back in, and we're actually going to go back into the bathroom areas, and we're then going to select toilet. So we're actually going to be going with this 7236 toilet here, and we're then just going to place that there. Okay, this is a lot easier to place in compared up to some, and voila, that is now done there. Now we do need to sort out for lights, but we've only got 450 left. So how are we going to do that is that we're actually going to go back over to the office. So you can press escape and come back down to the office area here, or we can come through to here, and we can then actually use the gate to then return back over to the office. Now, there's really no other way in that to do that, unfortunately. So we do actually need to make a bit of money. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm actually going to be whipping off to try and get some extra money in. So let's do that now very quickly. So I'll probably just do this as a quick, it's like a quick time lapse on this one. So we're going to pop into them right now, and yet again, if you do actually want to read something right here, please do help yourself right here. Just pause the game and etc. While this is actually loading up, if you're not already done so, please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you can then be notified when we upload a brand new video. So let's get this sorted, and we will see you in a jiffy.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
So what I've just done there, right, I've just done like a basic cut over right here because of the issue of like taking so long just to do that one job. That actually took like 20 minutes to do, but I pretty much almost ran out of money, so I couldn't actually really do the overall job itself, because I have spent a bit too much to what I wanted. But we are here now to try and finish off this build, so then we can sell it and hopefully make some money on this. So what we are going to be doing here very quickly, we are actually going to be going into our furniture. We are going to be popping into our bedroom, and then we are actually going to be going into our beds, Now you can actually get a double bed if you wish, or you can actually get like a single bed if you are wanting to go a bit more cheaper with that. So I'm actually going to just pop into just a little bit more of a cheaper side of beds, because of the fact that we just, if this is a single, then yeah. And then there's definitely something seriously wrong if that was a single. But yeah, well, so we're actually then going to go back into the kitchen, and we're actually going to be getting the kitchen set. So the kitchen set's here. Okay. We're actually going to be going with this here. Now we do actually need a kitchen set with a cooker, a sink, plus the countertops and a section. Now you are paying just a tad bit more for them. So we could actually go in for this here if we wanted to. It's a tad bit longer than the normal kind of size. So we're not going to be really bothering with that one because that one is a bit too big. So we can actually pop in and maybe do this kind of size here, which is still perfectly fine. Now I would try and decorate it if it was in a button cover little bits in. If it was actually going to kind of like help a little bit, yes, you can do that. But I tend not to really do it too much around the basis of will it be actually suited for that reason. I am just opting in for a cheaper sofa for this, because we can, and why not? And then what we're then going to then do is we're then going to pop into the floors again. We are going to go with the panel, and we're going to get a white. Same as the bathroom. No, sorry, not the same as the bathroom, but it just makes it a bit more brighter overall. You see, just like this here. Now we could, if we wanted to, we could actually paint it up and etc. But to be honest with you, I think this should be okay. If we sell this now, we probably might not get much. We might get probably around about 40,000-50,000, but we can always try. So we've spent quite a lot of money. That's what's ever's left over. Let's chuck it back on again. We actually paid just over 26,000 there. The renovation cost that there, furniture sold. So we've actually paid around about 27,000, roughly, and we would only make 25 quid out of that. So let's try and get this up just a little bit more, so we can then try and sell it on for that bit of extra profit, but we can't. So we are going to accept that there. And now it doesn't really matter if it's a very specific thing what you're trying to do and stuff like that. So that's just like a very quick turnaround situation with that. So we can then try and then go for our next property up, to then do that up, sell everything what we're needing to do and stuff like that. So we are going to now just very quickly pop into here, pop into a browser. We've got 27,900. We could go with this one here, but this is not going to have too much of the items to potentially sell, same as this here. This here is got really barely nothing in there which we can at least salvage, to be honest with you. So we'll probably go with this one here. So let's get that now. Let's just stay here. We've got our next property. okay, to do up, which is the burned house. We're going to get that sorted, and we can then start carrying on working through just a little bit more to see what we can actually do. So I'm actually going to be leaving it there for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for your support once more. We are going to be sorting out a few extra jobs just to make sure that we've got some money coming in for the renovation costs to do it. So we probably need around about like probably around about 9,000-10,000 for that. So I will be working on some of these jobs.
Our new build and what we've actually brought in the last episode, and this is the burnt cottage, I think it is. So we're actually there right now, and we're just going to be doing just like a small amount of work here on the outside, just to make sure that everything is all working to how it should be. So let's just try and figure out where this bit is. There we go. So yeah, so what we are doing at this moment of time, we're actually going to be just getting the outside all nicely sorted. Now I might have to go and do like another little job just to try and get some extra pennies in for the build, but really dependent on what we can actually get from selling everything from the inside. So it's all really about just trying to get that one little tiny thing sorted so we can actually make more profit. Now in the last one, I know I did actually sell the property on a bit too early, but we are kind of going to learn from that. Now this is actually quite a rampant property, so we are just going to just sell everything to what we can sell here from the property itself. Now hopefully we can actually get just enough in to allow us to do the floors, get the doors in, and get everything like that in place ready to go. So it is all about just trying to figure out what we don't actually need in here, and that is just the problem with this kind of build, what you actually go for, because sometimes you can't actually do that much, unfortunately, and in like other cases you can do so much. Now this is definitely going to be one of those kind of like seasons where we are going to be doing whatever we can do just to really give like some different view onto actually the game itself, because we want to try and at least give everybody a personal insight as someone who's never really done property development or nothing of that nature, and I just like playing the game because it's pretty decent. So it's really just about trying to get everything all like running through, getting it all sorted. Now we can't really clean this up here because it's not really suited for that kind of thing, unfortunately, because of the damage on the floors and on the walls and everything else. So this is a real pain, this is right here, because we don't know where all the dirt is, because we can't get it on the map just yet, because we've not really got that sorted. So I think that is pretty much everything all done there. Now we have actually got a gardener thing here, so what we are going to do is we're actually going to be just updating that one there, and this one here we're actually going to be going up to the successful negotiation for when we actually sell the property. With this as well, we're actually going to be doing the 20% faster of the plastering and straight onto here, and we're then going to go and get our white towels. Now we use these ones in all other properties, what I do, because it's just a nicer touch personally. Now I know that a lot of people would say no, don't do it like that, but I just find it so much more nicer to actually to do, because it's just one of those things. Now keeping in mind that we don't actually have much money to do this kind of development in a way, so we're needing to make sure that we've actually got everything what we can get, to really give that one nice lovely purpose of actually doing this. So we actually here, we're going to be placing this into here. So we've got like an open plan kitchen coming into the living room area, to wherever we can place the TV, that is. So we are going to be kind of like trying to figure out the best way to actually get that there sorted. So let's then go in and get a door, because we need one, of course. So what we are going to be doing there then, okay, let's just start with a ascending price. Okay, so we're actually going to be getting, so that's going to be too narrow. So we're needing something like this here. So this is going to be one of the cheaper ones, because why not? Because we don't have much money otherwise to be like spending on this kind of project. Not right now, at least. So what we're then going to do is then we're going to go into our walls and we're going to grab some paint, and we're actually going to be getting white. The only reason why that we're opting in for white in this occasion is that we're wanting to make sure that we have got every single possible door painted, wall actually painted in the same color straight round, because that is then going to allow us then to really massively focus on what we actually wanting to do. Now for white, we'll give it that bit of extra bit of touch with it, literally pick it up into a more of a modern style. I hate it when it starts saving and that, because you just like jump and move about. So we're going to get this here done straight away. Now this kind of paint is actually cheap enough to buy within game, and especially for large containers, because you never really know really how much paint you actually need. And then we're needing to then get a basic kitchen, and then also we're needing a basic bed with then just like a little bit of a bathroom as well. Now we don't have much, like I said, to be doing too much on this, but we are going to like try our best to get this at least leveled to a point which is actually really quite nice to see. So we've just got a lot of painting to do. So what I'm going to do is, okay, we might be able to get, if it all goes well, we might be able to go and get like a second property and get that cleaned up in this episode. Then on the episode afterwards, we can then work on doing everything else. Now we are going to try and aim to start doing the HGTV properties, and then try and get into them the luxury ones within like a few episodes after, to then go alongside the base game play, which this is. So this is literally base game this is, and this is the bog standard game to what you would actually get off Steam. So we will be placing the game down below as always. Hopefully that will then take you over to Steam itself, so then you can go and get the game. And if you can, try and afford, and if you can afford, to then get the DLCs, and which is the packs to go with it. Try and get the garden, the survival, and the luxury. That will really change the entire gameplay. But we are hoping and that to show you on what that is going to be, of course, within these episodes in general. So let's just get this here done here. So what we would do, if we just get all this painting done very quickly, and we'll then be back very shortly. So let's just jump over now, so we can get this painting completed. So we'll see you soon.
Told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.
So we've got everything all painted all the way through. So it's very white with a bit of black and a bit of brown. But that's perfectly fine. So what we're going to be doing here is, so let's just get rid of these here, just try and give ourselves just a little bit of more money for this. We are going to go into the bedroom here, and we're actually going to be grabbing literally one of the cheapest beds we can actually get, because that's what we kind of be needing, to be honest with you. But it's, of course, and that it's got to be nice and literally of the best possible quality with this. So let's just opt in for this kind of bed here today. So let's just spin this around just like this. Okay, and then we've then got a nice bed there. Okay, and that's not taken too much. Okay, and then let's then go back here. Let's get the bathroom. Okay, let's bathroom fittings. And let's then go, so sinks first, ascending. Let's just grab this here. Okay, right here, because we kind of need this kind of like a format base. So normally what you can do with this is that you could actually just go like that, bring that down to there, bring that round. Do that there, and then like that, and straight over, and voila. So that is now the sink all ready to go. Okay, just found like a bit of dirt there for some reason, but that's okay. So then what we're then going to do now is that we're actually going to be grabbing then a toilet, and then the toilet is actually going to come right here, just like so. We're just going to get this assembled straight away. Because don't forget, we still need to get the kitchen and placed in, and for really small amounts of money. And that is what the major thing about this entire build is actually kind of like leading up to. And this is what we're actually going to be doing now. So it's just a very basic shower cubicle, just to start building that in. And voila, that is now the bathroom kind of done, we could say. So that's now finished. So here for the kitchen. So the kitchen is actually quite of a bit of the expensive side of things to do, but we can, if we get very particular on it, okay, we might be able just to grab one of these here, okay. And yes, this will put us into a bit of a weird situation with this, okay, but that's okay, because what we're actually going to be doing here, okay, right, is that we've got the bathroom, we've got the bedroom, and we've got the kitchen. So we of course don't really have the money to do much more, so let's just see what we can actually get on this. Now if we can actually get this to around about 34-35, then that's great, alright, and that's with a bit of renegotiations as well. So let's just pop onto here and let's see if we can actually get like another 2,000, okay, to get this up to around about 33,000. So right, we won't be able to do that, so that's okay. So we're now lucky enough, okay, to actually now come on to another property, see what we can actually do. So I'm hoping to go up to the next one, and with that, it's literally about just trying to give ourselves enough amount of money to do what we can actually do on this. And this is what the process is only really major about. So this is a 1 floor, 4 rooms, for 27,782. So we're actually going to buy that, and we're actually going to go over to the property straight away, so we can actually go in, sell everything on the inside, to try and give us that extra few thousand of expenditure. And that's what we're actually going to do right now. So this is actually kind of like the same layout. You will find this quite a lot, of trying to get like certain things in and etc. You will find that a major part of all this overall is literally like, what can I actually do to maximize on the expenditure for one, but also it's like, what can I do now to really give this the best possible outcome for that. So we've actually got pretty much right about just under 5,000, and I think that's actually quite a perfect amount, to be honest with you. So we can just whip this up straight away, and what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to try and figure out the best thing to do. So we are going to be finishing this episode off soon actually, so we're just going to get everything all cleaned up and get it all looking good. I will then go and get some more money, because between the last episode and this episode I didn't really do that. So it was more like the case of, okay, yeah, no worries, let's definitely try and get some extra money. So I wanted to try and tackle this here on around about the 6,000 budget amount, okay? And I think that is probably going to give us possibly the best amount of expenditure to what we can actually get. So if I can get around about 6,000-7,000, then perfect. Because we can actually really start focusing then on doing other things. Now, I'm hoping to try and get the tiling tool, so we can actually put some tiles up on the walls, which would actually increase the value just a little bit, not too much, just enough to really make a massive difference with like certain things. Now, we've actually been getting a lot of these skill points, so actually let's just do that now. So we're actually going to go into some dirt on the mini map, okay, and this is that some dirt. So we can now walk into here, come up onto here like this. Okay, straight away. Okay. And then let's have a look out here. So we've now got all this property pretty much all cleaned up to what we can actually get cleaned at this moment of time. So I'm actually going to be going back to get some more money. And what we are actually going to be now doing is, okay, now I couldn't find the job what actually allowed us to get the tiling for the premises sorted. And so we've had to do it just kind of like a bit of a different way. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're actually going to be going with a beige fitted carpet into the bedroom. So we're actually going to be changing the floor just slightly, just to allow for that better comfort feel. And what we're then going to be doing is we're going to be going into the walls, and we're then going to be going into our paint. Then we're going to go with maybe like a silver glacier. So we're going to probably just opt in for that there. Now we have managed to do quite a lot of extra bits, so hopefully it should be a lot more easier to try and deal with everything whatever to what we're needing to do. On this build as well, we should be able to get our front door and the back door replaced as well. So hopefully that will be really good to actually see and to actually get that in place. Now we probably might go with a larger front door for this to actually work, but it should be fine to do that. Now when I've actually been doing these recordings for the channel, it's been like a bit of a block style of recording what we've actually done. So I think this is like episode 4 or 5 or something daft. We will place it into the title after editing everything, because we just wanted to try and make sure that we had everything all in place, ready and properly sorted for this reason, especially when it comes to trying to get everything all kind of like leveled properly with this. So we are going to try and get this as best as possible, literally to a point where it is very much acceptable for this. So especially with like now having like 15,000 to actually spend, that is really major. Now of course I've had something to eat during the time of actually doing this as well, between recording each episode. So that's a good thing about doing block recording, especially on these kind of games. You can easily do that, because sometimes when you are like thinking, oh well, what can I do like to make things easier, potentially block recording, especially for myself, is actually a lot more better for me to do personally, compared up to like Minecraft, for instance, where it takes a bit longer to do, and trying to find time to do block recordings for Minecraft, it's actually quite difficult to do. So this is why we are literally opted in for a full block type recordings for this reason, because we're wanting to try and give the best possible insight of what can actually be done properly, and then also very much effectively as well with this. So we are going to be doing that there, right, because we can like need that. So I can now actually build 3 walls at once for this. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be going in for 50% faster building, for to try and help with getting this sorted. And what we're going to do here, we're actually going to go back into walls again. Now unfortunately I couldn't find the thing what I actually wanted to try and get, so we won't be able to put towels up just yet, especially like in the bathroom and the kitchen side of things. Now a good tip for you is when you actually do your painting, before selling off whatever paint you've got left over, if you're going to be selling it, just make sure that you've got it partly filled your roller, because then like you don't use as much of the paint, because what happens is you can actually use that bit of extra paint on the roller to help you to get that extra few strips done. That is just a real balance of the game. So what we are actually going to be doing is that we're actually going to be now working along to try and get all this sorted. So let's just get this painted so we can then sort out the bathroom. If we wanted to spend that bit more on the bathroom, do we then want to potentially do whatever we can to really give this the best possible thing? Now I do actually live down near a hospital, so you will hear a lot of sirens going past when I'm actually recording. That's for the shower, toilet and the sink. So what we're going to do is now we're going to pop into the bathroom fittings. I am going to go into the more expensive styles for the sinks here, because I just believe that it allows for the best look on the stuff what I'm actually trying to put in. So this is really the focus and the point of this. Now I do need to try and sort that out there just in like a little bit, because we definitely had a bit of water leakage, which is perfectly fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Well, actually, no, we haven't had none, so that's okay. So let's then go into them for toilets, and let's then get this kind of like expensive piece here. So let's just place that there. Let's come into assembly. Okay, this one is a bit more expensive than normal, but that's fine. So then we're then going to go then into the showers. So the shower, what we're actually going to try and go for, let's go with something like this here. Okay, let's just see if we can make this a bit more bump. There we go. So we've now got a rain shower. We have, and this is quite of a just one of those style showers which is more bedroom kind of feel, but I think that would actually go really quite well for that. So that's actually now the bathroom sorted. So what we're now going to do is here we're actually going to be taking out this part of the wall here with the doors and etc, and we're actually going to be coming into here. Now if we can get all of it, yes we can actually get some folding doors. So what we're going to be doing now is that we're actually going to be placing some folding doors into the build just like this. Okay, and this will then fold round just like that. Okay, I might have to move it a bit further this way, which I might have to do, to be honest with you. So let's get rid of this here. So let's get rid of that first of all, and let's then go and get this wall knocked down. Because this wall, when it's been knocked down, okay, we'll be able to place the those folding doors in a better position, which will then give us a better positioning for the kitchen, and we can actually have it open, which is always something good to actually do. So let's just see what we can actually do with this today. Okay, so let's just whip that out of there. Alright, and then let's see here. So I might want potentially the TV to come on like a little wall section here. So let's just sort out a TV section wall. Okay, in this section here. So we're actually going to be going 3 of these bricks out on each side of the center point area, and then we're then going to come around here. Actually preferably this side, ideally. Okay, and we can then just take this out. Okay, and what we can do here, alright, is something a bit more different to what you would actually normally expect someone to do this kind of build. So we're just going to be doing that there. Right, and let's then just find a quick TV. Right, so let's go with that there. So let's just see how big that. Oh no, that's far too big. That is far too big. So let's just go with a small. Alright, and then yeah, so there we go. We've got a small TV section there if we then decide to have it there. But I don't really like it in that spot as too much. So let's just place it there. And let's then get this wall knocked down. Oh. Oops. TV fell. Your TV fell. No, the TV fell. I need to sort that out. Because that would be very expensive if that does not stay up on the wall. So yeah, so that's fine as is there. So let's then just take out this. Right, and we're then going to come into the doors again. And what we're then going to try and do now is to try and bring a different door. Okay, just like this. Right, just like that. Okay, and then we've now got a beautiful door to come in and out of the building. And then what we can then do is then bring in these tri-folding doors in. Okay, just like this. Right, and there we go. So that is now kind of done there. So we've got the bathroom set up and we've got the bedroom painted, which we're needing to put stuff in. And we're now needing to try and figure out where the kitchen's going to go. So the kitchen can come along here quite nicely if we decide to do it there, which we probably will do. So let's go with that there. So let's now pop into the kitchen. So we're going to go into the furniture, kitchen and standing units. Okay, and we are then going to then go for just like a small one for now. Right, and we can actually then just place this small kitchen unit into here like this. Then build up 2 walls like that. So then that then gives us the designated kitchen area, which is perfect. We then got our folding doors in place. So let's just put this into there for a sec. Now we are going to go into the furniture again. We're going to go into the living room. And we're actually going to then get a sofa. But for sofa, what we are actually going to go with is going to be quite a reasonably small one, ideally. So we are going to then go into the ascending. And we're then just going to grab a basic sofa. Okay, just like this. Alright, just like that. So they can actually have a nice chill there. And then what we're then going to do now, back into furniture again, into the dining room, and we're then going to go with the tables. We're going to grab just a basic box standard table, like so. Right, because you can place chairs around the table. And we're actually just going to go with then a bit of a no, that one is a bit too high, so let's go with this one here. Okay, and we're then just going to place one there like that. Okay, and one there like that. So we now got our seating area. So we're now going to go back into the floors again, and we're actually going to go with this inky grey panels. Okay, so it's like a wood panel flooring, but it's a bit more grey looking, which is perfectly fine for what we actually want. Okay, and let's just whip this round to there like that. So there we go. We've got a beautiful grey style there, and we're actually going to be placing just that there as well. Okay, and that is now looking really perfect. So let's then pop into here and let's then get a bed. So keep in mind, right, we have got 10,000 left here for this. So we're actually going to then potentially, let's just then forward descending, and we're actually going to get a really nice smart looking bed. Okay, I think probably this one here will suit this nicely in here. Okay, it's a lot more grandeur, so this will probably suit a proper style big house, maybe. Maybe not something of this nature, but that's okay. Honestly, that's fine if you're wanting to do that. And then what we can then do is then go into the bedside cabinets, and we're then going to grab, okay, just a bedside cabinet. Right, that is actually too large, so we need to go with something just a tad smaller. So let's just have a look at this here. There we go. Right, and then we then got then a bedside cabinet there, and a bedside cabinet to there. Right, and then oh, we got a spider web. There we go. And then what we're then going to do is then come into the lights here. We're going to get one of these, one of these like webby type lights, and we can then just press E to turn on the lights, and there we go. Pretty much that's the bedroom sorted. We're now just needing to sort out a light here for in here somehow. I don't know how, but we need to sort out a light. So what we're actually going to be doing there with that, we are going to go with some ceiling lights, okay, and we are going to go with some of these loft style lights here, like so. Right, which is quite nice and bright, brightens it all up nicely, and that is then that they're done. Here we can actually do the same thing. Right, and what we are going to then do is that we're going to place that there like that. We're then going to place one kind of above the table, and then one to there. Is there a light switch? No, there isn't. So light switches, there we go. And then we're going to get this here, whip this up like that, and then we can then just place this to there, like that there. Okay, so it's nice and bright, it's beautiful, but we just need to try and sort out the decoration in here, so then we can actually get the entire thing actually sorted. So what we can then do is, how about then picking up something really quite warm, right? Do that there like that. Okay, and then what we then do is here for this room here, we can then do this and paint what we've got left here, just to do these bits of a wall here. Okay, let's just see if I can actually get this fully around onto the main area here, and do that there, and then do that there. Okay, and then we can then just finish painting that up. Okay, and just like that. And then of course here, okay, right, we've got this kind of, it's almost like a peach type look. which we can actually do there, and just keep that separated there like that. I will probably say maybe to come about along this wall here. Then let's just then see what that looks like afterwards. Okay, and just keep that white above there like that. And then what we can then do is then move along. Just like this. So yeah, so what I also need to just to kind of explain as well is that for our next episode. So our next episode, we're actually going to be introducing the HGTV builds. So we can actually start going off to do those kind of jobs. So we probably might try and do the repair work in one episode. With that, with a lot of bits of editing to get that sorted, but we will get it working as best as possible. And then what we will then try and go and do after that is to just really try and get enough money together so we can actually buy one of those first properties after doing it up, as part of the build style of way to get access to those buildings. Because when you do that, you can actually start making actually quite a lot of money with that. So that's what we kind of to go try and do there. So literally that there is the building done and dusted, just like so. So now let's try and get this up for the auction, and let's see if we can actually make a lot of money on this. Now if we can get it to around about 45, then that's great. 41, 42 is perfectly fine as well, because we're needing to try and maximize on everything what we can. So I'm just going to put this maybe up to about 3,000, just over 3,000 there, and let's see if that then works. So then we can then go off and then try and do what we can do as best as possible. So we might be able to go ahead and maybe buy a next property to get that sorted out. So actually at my base as well, I've actually removed a few little bits as well. So you will be able to see that. Okay, so we've managed to get rid of a lot of the bits here. So we will be sorting this out and getting it up for sale soon. But now we've got that done there, what we can do is to potentially maybe go for one of these top 3 here. But for our next session, we are actually going to be doing the house flipper, these guys here from the HGTV, and we are going to be working on everything as best as possible for this. So that there is actually our first property which we can work on, so we can do that one, then soon after try and work then on the luxury flipper side of things. So until the next episode, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to join us. And today, yet again, if you're not already done so, please do subscribe and that to the channel, turn on the notification bell so then you can be then notified when we upload a new video. Until then, do take care, and we all see you later. Bye.